So I am the CEO of Hui International. We are an organization that provides programming to agencies throughout the state of California. We are working in Orlando, Florida now, and we've had programs in Kabul, Afghanistan. Our programs are in Spanish.
Mohala. Mohala means blossoming. We named our curricula blossoming, or Mohala, because Mohala is what our youth are doing. It's what we want our families to do. But Mohala is also that period in a person's life when they are transforming from a child to an adult. This is a curriculum that focuses on California's unaccompanied, undocumented minors, and many of them are in that transition period. So we're writing directly to that. California, I want to get my statistics correct, has 2 million unaccompanied, undocumented immigrants, 25% of the United States undocumented population, 6% of the state's total population, and 10% of our state's workforce. In 2022, 12,000 children came across the border without parents. Into California, I should say. The way our system works in the United States is they are then in a office. Sorry, I'm blanking. Refugee resettlement. Yeah. So Office of Refugee Resettlement. And then if they can find somebody who knows them, a brother, a sister, a family friend, they can move into that household. And so that is what has happened. So 12,000 then came into the system. And what we noticed is these families, next slide, please. These families were not supported after that. So can you imagine receiving a teenager into your household, with no extra support? And so that led to a lot of conflict. Now we have worked, and I've worked with the state of California, providing child abuse prevention material. The outcome of the materials that we have received, we realize actually empower the parents who take it. So it is a program that lifts up. So here's some stats for the unaccompanied children released to sponsors in the state of California. And you notice, well, it's hidden, but we have quite a few, 12,000 in 2022. Next slide, please. So the children then work through the legal system. And they work through the legal system with support of those sponsors and caregivers and different agencies. So what we do is we work with these agencies to provide this curriculum to support these sponsors and caregivers. Right, next slide. To give just a little framework. So you have Bronfenbrenner's socio-ecological theory of child development. Obviously the child, and then there's a microsystem around the child. I like the word Trushka doll, that one is protecting the other. So a system, we have a series of systems that influence the outcome for that child. Our work focuses on that first family system. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh boy. Okay, so this is Strengthening Families' 5 Protective Factors. They are parental resilience, social connections, social and emotional competence of children, which equates to adults too, concrete support in times of need, and knowledge of parenting and child development. So we were commissioned by the state of California to take an existing curriculum and that builds these 5 protective factors and make it for a very specific population. Next slide, please. So I want to introduce this. I have named it. I don't know if Dr. Canizales has named it, but I call it the Canizales Concept Framework for Understanding Factors Impacting Unaccompanied, Undocumented Minors. So Dr. Canizales was an advisor on this larger project, and she has done research. She's now on faculty at UC Berkeley, and she has done research on unaccompanied, undocumented minors in Southern California. Now, what she realized is, this is using their own vocabulary, their own ideas, is that there is a disorientation, orientation phase, an adaptation phase, and a perdition phase. So our work focuses on orientation, and what Dr. Canizales has realized in her work is that that orientation phase, a family setting of support, is crucial because that helps them safely transition into the environment that they are in. So some of you may or may not know, the New York Times in February had an article about the atrocious conditions for some of the unaccompanied, undocumented youth in the United States. And these youth were being exploited. And so our federal government, that article came out on Thursday, our federal government on a Monday commissioned a report to be made. Dr. Canizales worked on that report. I don't know if the findings will ever be made published, but I do know that what they discovered is that a program that supports the families is essential. All right, next slide, please. So this is what we have. We have a curriculum, and if you wanted to look at our curriculum, it is right here. The parents, sponsors, and caregivers have it. We have a training guide, which is right here. This is in English. We can translate it to Spanish. Our curriculum is in Spanish and English. And what we are working with a group called Migrant in Southern California on having it translated into Indigenous languages because they work mainly with Indigenous people. Next slide, please. So caregivers meet once a week for 10 weeks to learn about adolescent development, relationships, and gain skills to resolve conflict and build resilience. So this is what happened, the story with this project. The state had this idea that I thought was pretty remarkable. They said, nobody else in the country is going to do it. We're going to invest resources in supporting the families that support these kids. Commissioned us, we wrote it, then we went and partnered with agencies. And the agencies were like, I don't think so. And I was like, you have to. So we worked with them for 2 years on this project. And now they're like, we have to have it. This is something that is transformative. And the stories that come from these families, they will work 12, 14 hours, drive 1 hour just to make it to this program. So we have some testimonials online. I think the next slide, please. These are some testimonials. We have testimonials in Spanish and English if you're interested in reading them. What this program does is all of us, every adult is yesterday's child. And every adult carries with them a trauma, a history, and wounds. And what we forget is the one thing that is consistent throughout our entire lives is the need for love, right? We need it. We invest so much in programming for children, which is great. Children need it too, but so do adults. And this is a program based on the Hawaiian philosophy of aloha, which means hello, goodbye, and it means a joyful sharing of life together. And so that is what we bring to it. We bring that in with our relationships with the organizations because they too need to be uplifted because quite often these organizations are not receiving the financial support that they need to carry the programming to the level that they can carry it. And then they bring it to others. So there is a quote somewhere that I do want to share. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Also, this book by Dr. Canizales is not in Spanish, but you can contact her and ask her help to make that happen. But I do want to real quickly say, in using the Hawaiian philosophy, Hawaii indeed has a message to send to the world, and I think the practice of aloha can exist throughout the world if people understand themselves and the effect that they have on everyone around them. Aloha is there in everyone. You just need to tap into yours. That's by Clifford Dewali. And I want to thank everybody for the work that you did to bring that spirit of aloha to those who need it. It's tough work sometimes because not everybody believes in it, but I thank you. And one last ask, Alba, is that we're starting to work on technology and health. And if anybody wants to collaborate with us on that kind of work,